Hey there, I'm Benjamin from Loves Data. In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply audience targeting to your search, display, and Performance Max campaigns in Google Ads. You can use audience targeting in Google Ads to control who sees and doesn't see your ads. And apart from controlling when ads appear, you can also use audience targeting to adjust your bids. For example, if you want everybody to see your ads, but you also want to bid more for people who've already been to your website, then you can do this with audience targeting. Okay, let's get started. Let's head to Google Ads. Let's start by looking at how we can apply audience targeting to a display campaign. Let's navigate to my display campaign. And let's open the ad group. Now let's select Audiences, Keywords, and Content in the menu on the left, and choose Audiences. This is where you can view existing audience segments and apply new ones to the ad group. So let's select Show Table under Audience Segments. We can see there are no audience segments applied, so let's click Edit Audience Segments. We can now add audience segments to the ad group in our display campaign. Before we do, we need to select if we want to add the audience for targeting or observation at the top. Any audiences you add using the targeting option will mean that only people included in those audience segments will see your ads. So this option will narrow the focus of your ad group. And selecting observation lets you add an audience to the ad group for reporting and to adjust bids. So adding an audience as an observation doesn't change the targeting of your ads. Okay, so if you only want people included in a particular remarketing list to see ads in this ad group, we would ensure targeting is selected. And then select the appropriate audience segment. Let's select Browse. Then choose how they have interacted with your business. And then scroll down and select the All Visitors Google Analytics audience. This audience will include everybody that has visited your website and been tracked into Google Analytics. When you're happy, click Save. We can now see the audience listed for the ad group. And apart from controlling who should see your ads, you can also apply audiences as exclusions. To do this, scroll down and select Edit Exclusions. You can choose to exclude an audience segment from the entire campaign or the ad group. Okay, now let's navigate to my search campaign. We're still looking at audiences, but now it's for the search campaign. At the top, we can see an audience has already been applied to the search campaign. And traveling to the right, we can see this is an observation. This means that our ads will still be seen by anyone who searches for our keywords. But when someone is matched to the audience segment, we'll see a breakdown of metrics for those users in our report. Now let's click Edit Audience Segments, and let's select Campaign. Just like we saw for the display campaign, we can select from Targeting or Observation at the top. So you can control exactly who sees your search ads using the targeting option. However, for most search campaigns, I recommend starting with Observation. This way you can see how different audience segments perform without restricting your reach. Then, once you have enough data, you can make informed decisions about narrowing your targeting. For this campaign, we're going to apply another audience for observation. Let's select Browse, and let's select the audience segment we want to add. And then click Save. We can see our additional audience has been added. Now we can use this for reporting, but another benefit of adding audiences like this is that we can adjust our bids. We just need to look for the bid adjustment column. We can then click the edit icon. And we can increase or decrease our bids for any of the audiences we've applied to the campaign. For example, we might choose to increase our bids for a particular audience so we're more competitive when someone in that audience searches for our keywords. When you're happy, click Save. Just like we saw in the display campaign, we can also add audiences as exclusions at the bottom. Okay, now let's navigate to my Performance Max campaign. Audiences work a little bit differently for Performance Max campaigns. Instead of directly controlling who sees and doesn't see your ads, you apply audiences as signals to help Google's AI understand who your ideal customers are. These audience signals are applied to each of the asset groups in your Performance Max campaign. So let's select Campaigns and then Asset Groups in the menu on the left. We can see this campaign has one asset group. Let's select Summary at the top. And on the right, we can see the Signals section. Let's hover over this and click the Edit icon. Under Audience Signals, we can now add our audience segments. Under Your Data, we can search for audiences we've configured in Google Ads. This includes remarketing lists and other audiences. For example, we can add the All Visitors Google Analytics audience to our Performance Max campaign. And selecting Additional Signals lets you add audiences that are automatically available in Google Ads. This includes interests and demographics. It's important to understand that these are signals, they're not used for strict targeting. Google's AI will use your audience signals as a starting point, but it isn't restricted to only show ads to people in these segments. If Google's AI identifies other people who are likely to convert, it can also show your ads to them. This is different from the targeting and observation options we saw in the display and search campaigns. Think of audience signals as giving Google's AI a head start in understanding the types of people you want to reach. Apart from audience signals, Performance Max campaigns also let you add search themes to each asset group. Search themes are another type of signal that helps Google understand what your potential customers are searching for. This can be useful if you want to guide the campaign towards particular topics or search queries that are relevant to your offer. Then, when you've added all of the appropriate signals that align with your ideal customers for the asset group, you can click Save. Your Performance Max campaign will then begin to use the audience signals and any search themes you've provided to find people to show your ads to. I also want to mention that if you have multiple asset groups in your Performance Max campaign, I recommend applying different audience signals to each one. Align your audience signals with the specific products, services, or themes in each asset group. This helps Google's AI understand the different types of customers you're trying to reach with each set of ads. So that's how you can add audience targeting to your display, search, and Performance Max campaigns in Google Ads. By taking the time to create and apply audience segments, you can control who sees your ads, adjust bids, guide Google's AI, and improve the performance of your campaigns. What audiences are you going to apply to your campaigns? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please like it so I know to make more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.